So the gut bucket is a concept I use to think about core strength and how it functions in our daily life. If we think about the muscles of the core, what we're talking about is all these abdominal muscles in the front and that wrap around to the sides and then they come all the way around to the back, but also the pelvic floor muscles. So the gut bucket is thinking about the bottom of the core and the lower abdominal muscles. So before we get involved in any core strengthening exercise specifically, or before we do any strenuous activity involving picking up something heavy, the first thing I like to think about is how am I going to keep my insides inside? So the gut bucket exercise is a way in which we engage those lower stabilizing muscles of the core. So the pelvic floor and the lower abdominal muscles. And one way to start with that is to imagine what would happen if you were seeking a bathroom desperately and you really had to hold in a full bladder and a really bad batch of diarrhea. That clench engages all the pelvic floor muscles. Now, it's not healthy to walk around like this all the time, nor is it comfortable, but that's a way you can feel that. So start with that clench of the pelvic floor and then back it off just a little bit so you just have some engagement there. And then for the lower abdomen, you can think of what might happen if you're trying to button a tight pair of jeans, which thankfully not many people are subjecting themselves to that anymore. But if you draw the belly up and in, you get that lower abdominal connection. So again, I don't encourage anyone to walk around clenching their pelvic floor and clenching their lower abdomen all the time. That would be an unhealthy pattern over time. But that type of engagement, getting the gut bucket connected, is the first part of what we want to engage when we do any kind of abdominal strengthening exercises, or when we're doing any exercise where we're going to be putting a load onto our spine, such as a squat or a hinge movement. If we're picking up something heavy, if we're reaching to grab something out of the backseat of our car, the first place we want to start is by engaging that floor. Thanks for watching. And again, that little movement you're going to play with is the gut bucket. It's not a large visible movement, it's one that's more felt and seen. Thanks.